Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to Hello Monday. This week in the studio I am super stoked to be playing with the Memento Luxe pigment inks. Now we all know Tsukineko's Memento dye inks and they're awesome for coloring with Copics, but now they've come out with the pigment ink version. It's called Luxe. Perfectly named, I think, because this ink is just like glorious. I absolutely love it. I'm so tickled to have the pigment counterpart to the Memento dye inks. And I'm going to take some of my favorite flowers by Savvy Stamps. I just love how whimsical these flowers are. And I'm just going to randomly ink them up in different colors. And I just wanted to let the colors speak for themselves, and I didn't want to have to color anything. I just wanted to go about it this way and create a floral collage. So I'm just taking different types of images and layering them in the different colors. So I've got Morocco orange, and then I did some rosebud, and now I'm working with the love letter, which is a deep, rich red, and this little poppy stamp, which I think is so cute. And interspersed with the outline type images, I also have some solids, which also helps give that collage effect and makes it very easy to just use color and not have to take it any further than that. And I got to rotate my card because I needed to add a little bit more of that pear tart. This is like my favorite green. I love green. And this stamp has a cute little leaf on the end of the block, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. I'll just use that. And then we'll go ahead and dip it into some clear embossing powder. This is regular grind, and I use a lot of clear embossing powder, so I just buy a bunch of jars and toss them into a big bin. Makes it very easy, and then I'll take that piece and toss it into a shoebox lid and go ahead and heat emboss that. And I'm just going to take my time and let that embossing powder just melt and raise nice and shiny, and just check it over, make sure there's no grainy spots there. And then when we're done, the ink is now sealed under that clear embossing powder. And pigment ink has a component in it or ingredient in it called glycerin, which is what makes it so sticky and allows the embossing powders to stick to it, whereas dye inks tend to dry very quickly into the paper and you can't really emboss them. Well, you can, but that's a whole nother story. I'll save that for another webisode. And I took this greeting from Sophie's Sentiments. This is a great set by Lawn Fawn that has some super sentiments for pretty much every occasion you can imagine. So it's a great all-around everyday set. So I highly recommend it. And I just inked that up with Brilliance Graphite Black, which is my favorite black ink ever in the history of the world. And then went ahead and clear embossed it very quickly. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some detailing lines with a Copic multi-liner. This card is going to look so spectacular with just very minimal effort. So I'm just letting the colors of the ink and the images collage together like that just speak for themselves. And I'm going to make that whole thing pop by layering it onto a black card base. It's going to be very dramatic, but I absolutely love it. And I'm going to flush mount this particular layer to the card front. Sometimes I like to pop it up, but I decided it would look just fine flush mounted to the card base. So we'll go ahead and get that on there. And then my sentiment, a lot of times if I have a smaller sentiment, you know, the font is a little bit smaller, I like to mount it onto a separate piece of cardstock and just pop it up 3D style. So we'll put some foam dots on that. And this way it just kind of gives that greeting a little bit of extra added emphasis and kind of kicks that card up to just the next notch. And that's it. You really don't need anything else. Isn't that gorgeous? Thanks for watching.